Well, good morning. It's a bit of a big day for us. We have some Pascal.
Pigs to collect.
That's it. Our very first pigs. So
Yep.
we're pretty excited about it.
It's cool. They're only half an hour away. So coming from an organic farm, we went and checked them out last week, and they look like happy pigs.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I reckon they will be.
Yep, straight back. Keep coming.
Hello.
Great.
Come on, piggies.
Come on, pig.
Oh, so pretty.
They're so good looking.
Sorry, I'll just slide this door closely and back. A little bit forceful because they're like, oh, I really wanna. That's the right answer. There we go. Okay, so they will look to duck out if this tailgate isn't closed. There you go. All good. And I'm just kind of eyeballing
So that young guy that was helping us there, Ishmael, we asked him if we could come back at a later time and hopefully he can find time to show us around. We'll show all of us around. But at the moment, we just asked him about our new chargers, and they're trained to the same electric fence that we've set up, so we'll be keeping that the same. He said they get about 2 kilos of pig rations a day, so we can keep that going. But also the other thing that I was really worried about is the waterer that we just set up. You know, we just set up a water nipple, and I didn't know what they were used to, but they're trained to that as well. And I think that's the real benefit, going out to somewhere where you can see a property where they sort of align with what you want to do. You can see how they set things up. It's not like an auction yard, you know, perhaps where you know, someone's trying to get rid of a problem pig, maybe something a little bit sick. Yeah, really happy. They look great. They're all settled into their trailer. There was a little bit of a fight for the best spot, but I can see now that they're not really that alarmed. We'll see how they go when we hit 80 k's an hour. Well, let's get those swine home. So I'll drive off this wire.
Yep.
And then off this back up into its thing.
Yep.
The wire. And then we'll
Release the pigs.
yeah. So just hold on to that trailer for a second.
Yeah. Okay. It's alright, pigs. It's alright, girls.
You can do it!
Some scaredy pig.
I believe in you.
There's food here. How cool is that? I think they like their new home already. They can see they've already started rooting around. They've only been here for 5 minutes and they've already rooted around. These pigs are a Wessex saddleback crossed with a big black. A large black, not a big black, crossed with a large black. Wessex saddlebacks are renowned for their foraging abilities, and you can tell they've already got started. So yeah, it's exciting. I'm going to see what they do to this place in 10 days or so, a week. You're going so hard. shit!
Oh, electric fence. Electric fence dog. Oh, you tested it for us.
It was a big snap crackle.
I actually heard it when it contacted her nose.
Oh, right on her nose.
Poor dog's never seen electric fence. Well, she was used to the chicken net, wasn't she?
Yeah, she stayed away from the chicken net. Oh, poor darling, she looks sad.
I guess she's going to leave those pigs alone because her first interaction was 7,000 volts. Right on the edge of her nose. Mm. She's already a fairly shy old dog. You okay? Oh, she's pushed him hard against me. She's like, what are those things? How does it feel to be a pig owner?
Really good. I love pigs. Oh, look at that.
Oh yeah, or a legless. Oh no, it's a
That's
worm.
a earthworm, man.
Happy pigs.
The pigs missed a couple of earthworms. I was just following behind them. I think it's a treat for whichever chicken gets it first.
Let's have a look.
Chick, get it, chick, get it, chick. Oh, the chick got it.
What a contender.
Gone.
Oh, I'm sorry. Not ready for touching by strangers just yet. How many weeks of bringing a bucket full of really tasty stuff before they look forward to seeing us, do you reckon?
A week.
So it wasn't squeal inducing, but you can see this wire still moving. There was a pig just here pulling on one of these roots, and this root didn't conduct electricity as well as maybe a steel wire might, but it was still enough to and send it on its way. The wire's still nice and taut despite us driving over it, and that's a nice thing about this you know, this tensile wire that we've used to make this electric fence. It's nice and strong, and obviously we've tensioned all right, so we drove a trailer over, put it back in those pin locks, and we used those pin locks so we could actually lower everything to the ground, move things in and out. So that's how much it takes to contain a pig. So this is, at the most, it's 8 inches above the ground. So optimally it's 6 inches, that's what we've put it at the post, and then we had an 8-inch gap between them. So this was it, and pretty much where they've been living, exploring, pretty much where they've been living, that has been what's been containing them. They're used to that, they've had that their whole life.
I think your history, mate. Pig meat chicken.
Chicken honey press. How can they be that close and not quite touch it?
We found our trough.
Oh, that's really good.
That's a perfect trough.
I'll get to work and I'll just cut the sidewall out.
This is the morning after. They've been here less than 24 hours and behold the destruction. Pretty impressive pigs. Very pleased. We've already been able to find a few bits and pieces that we couldn't see before that were all just covered in bracken and scrub and everything. They've rooted around and we've been able to start pulling out bits and pieces of rubbish that were in here.
These pigs have uncovered a nice old pile of clayey gravel. So that should be pretty handy. We'll let them keep doing their thing. I don't think they'll spread this out too much because I'm not sure much will live in there. I didn't know this was here, but I do now. The pigs have been here. They've uncovered a whole bunch of sheet iron. I looked under that and it looks like an old rubbish pit actually. So that's not amazing, but what are you going to do? It's incredible. So at the moment they've got the easy pickings. I think they've eaten all the worms, given us really great disturbance around the perimeter, and now they're working into this. This wire, it's not electrified. They do not care for it. Like it doesn't worry them at all. So they must know what the electrified wire is. Anything that's nice and straight and orderly they avoid.
Sorry, I just moved, but the pig came and sniffed me.
That's fine.
Which is cool.
Yeah, you've got to sort of be aware around pigs. These pigs would be definitely strong enough to knock you over if they got over enthusiastic, but they're very chilled out by our presence, and they're not aggressive in any way. So they're doing exactly what we wanted. They're clearing this what's been just totally let go, and Pasky and I are still talking about it. After this, you know, we want to, maybe this might make a nice pumpkin patch once it's had a good stir up, let the grass go again, and then as we're getting closer to spring, we'll put the pigs through it again, rip everything up, more pig poo,
yep,
and everything else that comes out of a pig. Put some plants in here.
It's pretty good soil.
Yeah, it's not too bad. It's a shame it's being used as a rubbish tip. Yeah. With this stuff, because there's so many sticks and everything else like that, and it's not just pasture, we have to be a little bit vigilant. These pigs will push, you know, roots and things up against the wire. So a couple of times a day now we've been coming down and just making sure that there's maybe not sticks in that. That's like a 2 joule, you know, like 7,000 volt energizer. It's putting out a good pump, you know. But what the pigs can do is push a big, oh, I'm not as strong as a pig.
They're really strong. They
can push a big clump of earth up, and then you'll get a nice big solid contact down, and that'll take some punch out of the energizer. So I just want to make sure that that's not happening. Because we're in a bit of a hurry to get these pigs before they, you know, went to another buyer or whatever, we set up a temporary watering system. So we've got a pig nipple here, which is like an automatic waterer. Here's a pig, look, going for water on demand. Oh, trouble at the waterer. So you'll have to excuse the noises, but they're pigs. So we just ran some garden hose straight to a fitting, to a nipple up here. You know, it's just plumbing fittings. This is only temporary, so we just strapped it to this post, but we'll come up with something a little bit later. But for the moment, this hose goes up, and we've got a 60 litre drum up there. So that drum will give these pigs easily a day's worth of water, and we'll just keep an eye on it. But what we're going to do is, particularly at this side of the property, there's a water tank down on the lower shed. We want to move that up higher, try and get the water at the highest point, you know, possible on the property, and then we'll just run some polyethylene pipe, which is cheap. It's about $1 a metre, if that. What we'll do is we'll run a plumbing line pretty much along where the fence is, and then we'll just take that off. At the moment it's not raining too heavily, but this shed, that shed will collect a lot of water, and that's a 4,000 litre tank. So once we've got that tank up nice and high, we'll repair the gutter there and just send that off to the 100,000 litre tank by the house where it originally used to go, and then all should be good. Good pig.
You know how it works.
I wouldn't mind being able to touch them more, you know. No touching. We want nice, gentle, you know, human, comfortable pigs.
Yeah.
Just make everything about it easier. And the other thing is, when we come to feed them, we're going to use the same call every time, bang the bucket and all that sort of stuff. So if they ever escape from, look, it doesn't seem like much, but it's enough to contain a pig. But if they ever get out, I don't want to chase a pig, I want to call a pig. I want them to come to us.
putting on my wellies because Troy's moved the pigs. I'm gonna go see what they did in 5 days in that spot that we pegged out for them and see how they're settling into their new spot. I'm gonna have to put my wet weather gear on and hopefully the camera doesn't get too wet. So you can see the line here of where they were. Oh, hello pigs. They want food.
This line here, where the white line fence was,
Yeah.
they came up to it, and then as I moved things down there, one stepped over.
Yeah.
Look, he went across them as soon as they all saw. Crazy.
So they didn't have any trouble crossing the boundary once that white line was gone.
They sniffed it. Like
Yeah.
they were all sitting there like, can't see the line.
Yeah, yeah.
And then they kept stepping forward looking for it, and then they got onto this and they were like, oh.
They're good.
It's good.
Oh, new ground, piggy wigs. New ground. Yeah. Poor pig. Poor old pig.
I can relate to that. I was hanging onto a whippersnipper with a plastic handle and a rubber grip, and I touched the line with the metal whippersnipper, like the bent bit, and got a little buzz, you know, and it was like, so she's hot. They respect that fence, you know, like this is nothing, you know, like, but they got mad respect for electricity. And so do I. Like, I've hit myself a few times down, I'm like, whoa, where's that blue line? I don't have a fence tester at the moment to test this because I've just put it in, and I'm not going to touch it. I do have this fence tester. Ooh, can you hear that? That's good and strong. For the time being, until we can test it, that's a good indication it's nice and hot. You know, it's a good loud crack. So from the charger's electrifying the fence up there, and then I've joined it all the way. So this is as far as it has to travel. With that nice crack, it means there's good voltage here because it's got enough potential, enough electrical pressure, if you like, to send a arc down, and it's sparking. That's what's making that crack. So we're getting good voltage here.
So the chickens have they've lucked out for the time being. They've just got a small run outside their coop. But the pigs are only going to be here for a week or so, so then they get to free range all of this area, which is going to have lots of poop and other stuff that's been dug up by the pigs, so they're going to find lots of great things, I reckon. I hadn't told you yet, but the little fluffy chicken that was laying eggs, the little tiny one, I think she's like an Araucana Bantam crossed with those Suffolk or New Plymouth Rock roosters. Well, anyway, she's a mix of everything. She's gone clucky. So let's show you her. She's sitting in her roost and she's not coming out very often. Every now and again she comes out for a drink of water and a little bit of food, and then she goes back to sitting on her egg. Oh, there she is. She's not impressed. So she's angry and really fluffed up. Completely different personality now. I think we'll just leave her be.
Well, we spoke about the gravel pile a bit earlier, and it's much clearer to see now. So we've got a use for this. I'm really happy the pigs uncovered it. Well, and they sort of covered it. We can overlook that. It's the price we paid. This is looking really good. I know it doesn't look good on camera, but from our point of view, it looks really good. Like, all this bracken is pretty much thrashed out. We can really see what we've got here. This covered up bit of rubbish, I guess we'll leave it there. We might even stack that tin on it. We'll use this gravel, but some of this we'll be able to plant. So the pigs have wrought their destruction, which is great, and I'm looking forward to see over the next 3 to 4 weeks what pops up here. In about 100 days, just over 3 months, the the pigs will be back. We'll put them back, and immediately following them we'll see what we can plant. We'll consult with some of our neighbours and lean on some of their superior knowledge of what goes on here. This got impacted. So unlike everywhere else, which is nicely turned over and it looks like it's been freshly rototilled, this area here, this path, and I'm guilty of it as well, I was walking along here, this is all pretty solid. And because it's rained, the clay fraction here has made quite a hard section. So I might actually have to pay by manually forking this. But I've moved the water from up there, it's down here now, and we've excluded the pigs today. Pascal was telling me I should have done it earlier and I didn't do it, but she's dead right. The pigs have come back. I didn't think they would come back with all of that, but they have come back, and I said impacted, but I meant compacted. They've flattened this quite a bit here. So we've got the line, the pigs don't look too fussed. They're okay with it. And we've moved their water down to the next cell. And then they've got another few days here, not long, and then we'll send them down to the bottom paddock where we've got good water from the dam, under head pressure, no pumping required, lots of advantages, and we'll start getting them onto that while we build the main 1 hectare, 2.5 acre, big main electrified pen with the hard wire to keep them in, and a combination of that and this temporary fencing. This amount of impact right here is what we're hoping for, because we're going to go, we'll see, we've only got 5 pigs, so we might do 10-15 metres by 50 metres and leave them in there for 10 days, but we want this, okay, we just want light turnover, they can go through, get what they want and move on, rather than, like this is a small area that they were in for 5 days. But this is what we want to expose dormant seeds, bring them up to the surface, help for rain infiltration, stuff like that, and hopefully get that pasture going, because this is not very good pasture grass. There's no value in this, and there's a lot of that over in the other one as well. You're having a moment with the pigs?
I'm having a moment with the pigs. This one's my favourite. She likes me patting her.
You're the Diane Fossey of swine.
Giving her a little massage in the shoulder.
These chooks aren't too sure.
Pig. It's not the same as the other pig. Well folks, we hope you enjoyed that one this week. If you haven't already, thanks for hitting the like button and subscribing to our channel, and we'll see you next time.